A Nevada man is asking for help from the public in solving a 56-year-old mystery. It's a missing persons case that could also be a murder.
Paul Fronczak gained international attention when the I-Team first reported his story. This was back in 2013. Now, through a DNA test, he learned he wasn't Paul Fronczak after all.
Since then, he's discovered he once had a twin sister, but she vanished. George Knapp has this exclusive story.
The biggest thing was, after all this time of trying to find out who I was,
everything Paul Fronczak thought he knew about himself turned out to be untrue when he received the results of home DNA tests back in 2012. It set him on a double-barreled quest, one to find out what became of the real Paul Fronczak, a newborn baby kidnapped from a Chicago hospital in 1964, and two, to find his biological family and why someone abandoned him on a New Jersey sidewalk in 1966. Both of those ventures have proven painful, and both have produced other mysteries.
We were able to find out who I actually was, my biological family, and all the dark, really tragic things that happened when I was in that situation before I was abandoned.
He learned his name at birth was Jack Rosenthal. His birth parents both died, but other family members confirmed that Jack and his siblings were abused and neglected as kids. He also learned he'd been kept in a cage with his twin sister, Jill.
Everything I've heard from other members of my family pretty much made it clear to me that me and my twin sister Jill were abused, neglected, and ultimately I was abandoned. And if she wasn't murdered by them, then she's still out there.
Fronczak tried to connect with his living siblings, but they rejected all contact. He searched previous residences, dug holes looking for bones, used ground-penetrating radar in the belief that his sister Jill had been killed and buried, but no trace was ever found. The story of his search was chronicled in a book, The Foundling, and in our new interview, he shared an artist's version of what his sister Jill might look like, assuming she too might have been abandoned somewhere and grew up not knowing her true identity.
That part of the quest is still alive and open, right? The question of where.
The quest for Jill it's ongoing, and I'm not going to stop till we find her.
Fronczak has made considerable progress on the other quest, too, the search for the kidnapped baby. The I-Team reported last December that a man living in rural Michigan had been matched through DNA to the missing Fronczak. A news team from our affiliate, WGN in Chicago, followed the trail to the town of Manton, Michigan, where they tracked down and spoke to this man, Kevin Beatty, whose family members suspected he might be the missing Fronczak. When their DNA tests leaked out, various investigators, including the FBI, came to believe that Beatty was biological Paul. Beatty spoke to WGN, but asked them to keep his name private because he was struggling with cancer. WGN agreed. In Nevada, Paul Fronczak also honored that request and still won't confirm to us that Beatty was Fronczak. But he did confirm biological Paul was alive as of a year ago and told us the Fronczak baby did reach out to his long-suffering mother, Dora Fronczak.
He actually talked to my mom. They actually talked quite a few times. And unfortunately, he passed away.
Kevin Beatty died in April. The Fronczak family sent condolences after his passing. George Knapp, 8 News Now.
The other unanswered question is who kidnapped the Fronczak baby? Paul Fronczak says he has some solid leads, but is still trying to crack that mystery. And we have additional links on our website.